Daniel Neal, responsible for CAD, Revit and materials.
Patrick Murphy, involved in floor plans and natural ventilation systems.
Jordan Shern, my task was looking at heating systems and cooling systems.
Joel, okay, in charge of site layout and materials.
The client required us to design a community and shopping centre. It was required to maintain a net zero energy usage per year. Within the design requirements, the building must minimise energy demand, avoid mechanical cooling systems, promote a futuristic sustainable lifestyle for the community. The total site area is 21,359 metres squared and it is located at Andover Road, Loughborough. However, we could only use a third of this site. There were certain spatial requirements for our net zero building. These include a small reception area, a shop, a visitor centre, a cafe for 50 people, 4 offices, storage space for stock, and also all other facilities.
What do lumberjacks eat in the forest? Mac and trees.
We started off by brainstorming ideas for our net zero energy community centre. The first concept discussed was the use of solar panels as a source of renewable energy. Secondly, we decided to implement a stack ventilation system in our design. This would help provide fresh air and remove stale air from our building. Moreover, we discussed the importance of glazing in our building. This led to a natural light source in the form of an atrium. This, as well as extensive glazing around our building, would lead to a pleasant, naturally lit environment whilst maintaining thermal comfort. After this, we thought it would be beneficial to include a green roof because it would help maintain a sustainable design as the client required.
Therefore, this was our initial design.
Upon reflection and group discussions, we then realised that atrium had to be equal or above the roof level in order to avoid shading from above. As well as this, we opted away from glazing the east as this is where the least amount of sunlight is received. Also, stack ventilation on the west side of the building proved to be inefficient. This was because the solar panels couldn't achieve maximum potential due to the shading. However, amongst these initial thoughts, we decided to keep various concepts such as the green roof and extensive glazing in the south. Therefore, we reached a final decision that this would be our final design of our net zero energy community centre. Upon deliberation and research, this became our final design concept for our community centre. Where we can, we have compacted the building as much as possible, as well as reducing surface area. This was done to reduce heat loss, overall reducing demands on heating and cooling. On the south facade of the building, we have maximised glazing in order to increase solar gain in the cooler months. This was done to reduce heating demand. However, to not increase cooling demand, we have implemented brise soleil over the glazing in the visitor centre and a retractable canopy over the glazing in the cafe. On the eastern side, there will be 2 ventilation stacks surrounded by a green roof. In contrast to the western side, which will have solar panel coverings to integrate our systems in order to produce a net zero energy building. In the centre of the building, there is a raised atrium which allows stale air to escape out the outlets and provide natural lighting.
On the eastern side of our building, we have minimised the amount of glazing in order to maximise a tight thermal envelope and limit thermal bridges. Likewise, in the north, we have eliminated glazing where possible, but have had to incorporate 5 windows to allow natural light into the 5 offices. Lastly, on the west facade, we have incorporated the use of shared lighting, which will increase the amount of light reaching our visitor space and our cafe.
The cafe and the visitor centre are located at the south of the building. This is because both of these require the most amount of light. In contrast, the shop and the storeroom, it is not a necessity for them to have windows or natural lighting, therefore they are located in the northeast of the building. The offices are located in the northwest. Each of the offices has a window, but are located in the north as it is not as important for them to have natural lighting.
What's the name of the new Tom Cruise eco-thriller? Mission Impossible.
We decided to use ground source heat pumps due to a very compact service unit, saving up to 80% in all energy costs. It also generates very little noise with the possibility of passive cooling in the summer. Our design process will be to avoid all drafts, temperature gradients, high solar gains and a high radiant temperature. This will fulfill thermal comfort to a max.
In our building, we have opted to use a passive stack ventilation system integrated with an atrium air outlet. On the western side of our building, we have added air inlets below the windows. This will allow fresh, cool air into our offices and visitor centre space. This cool air will then be warmed by human activity, forcing the air to rise up through our building and escaping out the air outlets in the atrium. Since we could not place air inlets on the eastern side of our building because the adjacent road would impact air quality, we've implemented solar panelled stacks on the roof. The stacks force air to travel down 90 degrees into our building and also remove stale air from these spaces. This is controlled by solar panel fans, thereby showing an integrated sustainable system.
We chose to use a roundabout to gain access into the site as people can access from different directions. Also, it prevents the build-up of traffic happening. Then we decided to make sure the car park was near the community centre, so this would especially provide better access for our disabled users. Also, this makes it easier for pedestrians coming out of their vehicles to get to the community centre as quickly as possible. So that we can reduce the amount of disruptions occurring near the front of the building, we decided the best option for us would be to have the access road for all deliveries to go around the back of the building, and this will also make in front of the community centre more aesthetic and improve the air quality. We chose the allotment in the south, reducing the distance that goods have to be transported, therefore reducing total air miles, thereby creating a zero carbon environment.
Thank you for watching our video.